Are you ready to find your voice, fulfill your purpose, build unstoppable confidence? And are you ready to learn how to trust, accept, and love yourself enough to do the work to create what you want in life? Oh, and do you want to learn how to do it without burning yourself out, sacrificing what matters most, or compromising on your values? Then you're in the right place. I'm your host, Crystal Stanton, a certified coach, human design enthusiast, entrepreneur, and podcast host on a mission to guide women into their true, authentic success, to help them recognize their power and to step out from the shadows and into the woman they were always meant to be. Around here, we don't do grey, unaligned versions of our life. We don't settle for what we should be happy with. Around here, we do big, bold, courageous, fulfilled, rich lives, and we do it in an aligned, nourished, and truly authentic way. If that sounds like the life you want, then stick around and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fearless. So, I just have jumped on to record this episode because I was watching a replay of a coaching call for a transformational coaching program that I'm a participant in. And I had to pause it and jump on and record this episode because what was being talked about is something that I am so super passionate about, and super passionate about helping other people make this realization for themselves and start moving in the direction of what they actually want to be doing. So I just was like, generator, a mani-gen, I'm responding to something in the moment. My sacred was saying like, yes, let's go. So I jumped on to record this episode and to share this with you. So it was a replay of a coaching call, which I wasn't on live because I chose not to jump on live because it was my birthday and I wanted to, it's really early in the morning and I knew the girls would wake up and they'd want to come and, give me cuddles for my birthday. So I was like, I'll watch the replay, which now that I'm sitting back watching the replay, I'm like, well, this is perfect because if I was watching it live, I wouldn't have been able to get the same kind of insights that I have in going back and be able to record this episode. So yay for divine intervention and timing. So I wanted to share this because what was happening in the coaching call, the week's focus was around clarity and vision, which my favorite topics, okay? If you have been inside any of my spaces, outside of listening to the podcast, like you will know this. This is my jam. This is my thing that I love to journey through with people, like getting clarity on what they want to create, crafting their vision, understanding, well, what are my blind spots? What do I think I'm doing that I'm not? Like all of the things, creating this big, bold, courageous, inspiring, fulfilled, nourishing, expansive vision for your life, not just settling for what what feels safe or what you've been told to create or what society says we should be happy with, right? Like this is what I freaking love to do with people. And then to work with you to get that clarity on, okay, well, how do I be the person that actually lives in that vision? How do I create the self-trust, the self-worth to take the action, like all of the things. So this particular conversation was someone going through the week and being like, I don't even know what I want. I've been doing the same thing for 21 years. I know I don't love it, but it creates, XYZ in my life. It creates this kind of level of income. There's a lot of freedom because I make my own schedule and, started listing all the reasons why it was justifiable to keep doing something that they don't love, even though it was so obvious in their body language, in their tone of voice, in their energetic frequency that they were fucking dying on the inside doing this thing that they'd been doing for 21 years. And the more the conversation went on, the more, emotional they became because they were realizing, oh my gosh, like the sunk cost of doing something that does not fulfill me, that doesn't inspire me, that doesn't make me feel amazing on the inside, that doesn't bring me joy or success or, peace, like whatever it is, delight, for 21 years, realizing the cost of that. And it was just such a powerful conversation that I really wanted to jump in and share like my thoughts and my takeaways and what I was thinking about and writing down at the time, because um, you know, there's so much importance in actually doing what you really love and want to do, right? It's so much more important than we really realize. And what I've seen over and over and over and time again is that people will trade their happiness, their fulfillment, their actual freedom, their excitement, their joy, their life force energy. They will trade all of that to do something that is safe or gives them the illusion of safety or the illusion of freedom, right? Because sometimes we stay doing the thing that we've always done because of the financial side of it, right? It's consistent income, it's stable income, or it'll be like around the circumstance of it. So maybe it's time flexible, right? It gives you time freedom or location freedom, but it's not real freedom, right? It's not real freedom, because as long as you are doing something you don't love, you're never going to have that internal feeling of freedom, that personal freedom. And what's really happening if you are in this situation, right? And like I was in this situation, this is why I'm so passionate about this, because I did sink 10 years. And what for me, it's not, I'm skipping. But anyway, Manny Jen, we're going to go on a pivot. I sunk 10 years into my teaching career. Now, do I regret that time? Absolutely fucking not. Was that 100% what I was meant to do in that time? Yes, it absolutely was. Was it the right time for me to leave though? 100%. Would most people just stay doing what they've always done because they've sunk 10 years and they've sunk 5 years of studying and they've sunk into their HECS debt and blah, 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 and they've got they've got long service leave built up and there's great holidays and all of these reasons why we convince ourselves to stay doing what we're doing? Most people would, right? I did not. I'm going to come back to that. I did not. Because what's really happening for us when we make that choice, because 100% it is always about a choice, and you're either making choices consciously or unconsciously, or you're making choices from fear and resignation rather than potential and possibility. So what you're doing is you're choosing to stay because it's not that you don't know what you really want, right? It's not that. It's because you don't think what you really want is actually possible. And that again comes back to self-worth, self-love, self-esteem, self-trust, because all of that ties into you not believing it's possible for you to create it. You don't believe in your skills, capabilities, right? To actually create it. Or you've got a whole bunch of stories and programming around what is actually possible in terms of the world, right? In terms of creating income and security and all of that stuff. So that's what's really going on. Okay. Now, I do also want to say, because like the person in this call mentioned like, it's not that like I can't leave. It's just that like there's nothing really calling to me as an alternative. So I'm just staying where I am because there's nothing else really calling to me. So that's why I'm staying stuck where I am. Now, when I hear that, I automatically go to, okay, well, that's two things. You're burnt out, and you're most likely a generator. And the thing that happens with generators and manifesting generators, but more specifically to generators, because you are designed to work. Generators, you have a lot of consistent energy available to you. You are designed to be a workhorse. But what most generators do is they put all of their life force energy into building something they don't fucking love. And so then their soul is dying on the inside, right? Some of you will be hearing this and be like, oh shit, that is definitely me. Okay. So you're probably burnt out if you're like, oh, there's just nothing else that really calls to me. I have no idea. I cannot possibly think of anything else I would rather be doing. You're probably burnt out, or you've literally just forgotten how to dream. You've gotten so caught up in like the ticking the boxes of life, like the climbing the ladder or the meeting the benchmarks of, society or whatever, that you've just like forgotten that you actually can dream anything, right? Like look at Disney movies, look at you when you were a kid, you were so good at dreaming. you still have that ability available to you now. It's just that the adult version of you has forgotten how to do that and then doesn't believe that dreams can actually come true. So that's what's really going on. So um where do I want to go from here? Where I want to go from here is like, okay, well, if I'm having this realization, if I'm thinking about the sunk cost of doing what I have been doing for X number of years, and that starts to make me feel really sad and disappointed, and I start to like get annoyed with myself or frustrated, or I start to get bitter, or I'm like, oh, I've wasted so many years of my life, blah, blah, blah. And then we start personalizing it and making it mean something about you. Like, I can't believe I've done this. I can't believe I've wasted so much time. I can't believe I haven't had this realization sooner. Okay. If that's where we're going in our head right now, we're just going to be like, stop it. That inner voice is not welcome in this conversation. It is not necessary. It's not required. We do not need to go down that rabbit hole. We do not need to waste any time or any energy on that bullshit. Okay? Not important. It does not matter. It doesn't matter how long you have been doing what you're doing. It doesn't matter how much time, energy, money you've invested into doing what you are currently doing. It doesn't matter. You can pick something else because your life isn't lived and built from the past. It's lived and built from right now. From right now, okay, and into the future. So we don't need to go down that rabbit hole of, guilting or shaming ourselves, or like, oh, the whys, the what ifs, I've wasted so much time. What could have happened if I blah, 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 blah. Nope. We're not living from the past. We're living from right now. Now, another thing, learning how to dream again takes time, especially if you are burnt out. If you are burnt out, your nervous system is incredibly dysregulated. The last thing you're going to have access to is your creativity and your imagination, because you are in survival mode. You are literally, your body is just surviving. So you need to focus on that first, right? You need to focus on coming back to giving yourself the things that you need to feel regulated in your nervous system. And like, let's keep it really simple, because there's so many things you can do. And none of them, like, you do not require any additional time or money or resources to give yourself what you need in order to heal from burnout. Okay. Like, you need to redistribute your time, but there's a lot of things you can do for free, and a lot of things are really freaking simple to begin with. Come back to, am I well rested? Number one thing, am I well rested? Because most of us are living in this culture of urgency and convenience, and has to be done now, and we're burning ourselves out that way because we're not resting properly. There is nothing better for you than quality rest and recovery. Please notice how I'm not saying sleep. Okay? Yes, obviously, getting a good night's sleep is the easiest way to improve how we feel, but as a mother of young kids who 5 years into my motherhood journey still does not get uninterrupted sleep, I'm not going to go there, because that would be bullshit of me to go there and say that. Like, just get 8 hours of full deep rest cycle sleep. Like, I'm not living that. So if you can, fucking amazing. Like, privilege that, like, love that, like, please be grateful for the fact that you can do that, because I totally took it for granted when it was available to me. And there can be like so many other reasons why getting quality sleep during the night is not necessarily available to you right now. Also, if your nervous system is dysregulated, that's not the starting place, right? Because your brain isn't gonna let you. So there are other things you can do to be well rested. You can slow down, you can take more time, you can do things like somatic yoga, yin yoga, yoga nidra, and meditation. Like, these are biohacks for you to get the same benefits of like 8 hours of deep sleep without actually requiring 8 hours of deep sleep. So there's lots of different ways that you can support yourself there. That's not just about sleep, because that used to piss me off to no end. All of the people out there in the personal development or the well-being space being like, just get a good night's sleep. And I was like, well, fuck you, because I have babies that wake me up like a bazillion times a night. So that's not an option to me. So give me something I can actually use. That is a big thing of what I do. I'm like, find solutions to help myself and others that are not being shared, right? Like, I'm not here to build a model of well-being and business that's based on someone who has no kids, no commitments, no relationships. You know what I mean? Like, why would I share that and build on that model? Because it's not my reality or my circumstance. I'm not going to try and build my life and my well-being and my routines for business, life, wellness, relationships on a model that someone that doesn't have my circumstances is building. Okay. Anyway, side note, are you hydrated? Okay. Are you eating regularly throughout the day? And are you eating quality, nourishing food that makes your body feel good, not feel shit? And are you connected in with yourself and how you are feeling? So, of course, again, meditation, going in, breathing. Instead of like feeding your feelings, actually feel them. Instead of feeding them or avoiding them, actually feeling them. These are like multiple episodes within themselves, but I just want to quickly share those things because they're the really simple things you can do to start healing from burnout and to start regulating your nervous system enough that you can then activate that prefrontal cortex and that part of your brain that can dream and create visions. Okay, so from there, like thinking about, because something that was coming up a lot in there was like, oh, but I have a lot of freedom, but not actually being free because you're doing something you don't love. Okay, because you're never free if you're working in a job or building something that you don't like or love. You're never actually free. You're not personally free. You're not mentally free. You're not spiritually free, right? If you're building something that is draining your life force energy from you, you are never going to actually be truly or feel truly free. And again, like think about, okay, well, what does freedom actually mean to me? Like to me, not on other people's standards or definitions. What does freedom actually mean to me? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Okay. And again, if you don't know, that is okay. That's okay. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything about you that you don't know. Just surrender to that fact that, okay, I don't know right now, but I do trust and know that there is something greater for me. I might not know exactly what it is right now, but I'm going to surrender into that. And I'm going to trust that because now I'm opening up to it and I'm telling my brain it's important to me to figure out that synchronicities, circumstances, opportunities, information is going to be making its way to me for me to find something greater for myself because I know that it does exist, even if I don't know what it is right now. And the biggest thing we have to remember is, where are we making these choices from? Because most of us, and I am 100%, well, not fully, anyway, most of us are making choices about what we're doing with our head, right? And I 100% did do this with our head based on what we think other people expect of us, what we sort of expect for ourselves, what we think is available to us, what we think is possible, what the world has told us, and what society tells us and expects from us. All of our conditioning and programming. So we make that decision from our head. And quite often what that does is it puts us on a path that is not a path coming where we're living from our heart, right? And if you're not living a path with heart, you will never really feel free. You will never really feel free, right? Because your heart will be somewhere else. It'll be like, that path over there, that's where we want to go. And you're going to always have this constant feeling of like something's pulling you out of yourself and you're never going to feel truly whole because you're not living a path with heart. You're living a path from your head and your heart is like, fuck this bullshit, I hate it, right? And you're just going to be at war with yourself like forever. You're not going to feel free. You're not going to feel fulfilled. You're not going to feel like joyful. You're not going to feel purposeful, like what you're doing has any meaning. No amount of money or time or energy invested into a path that's not from your heart is going to give that to you, right? Money in the bank, 100% is not going to give you freedom. Money in the bank is going to give you options, right? And this is why, like, money is not our enemy. Money is like our gift because money gives us options, but you have to choose the option that actually creates freedom for you. Okay, because money in and of itself, it doesn't give us freedom, it gives us options. So you have to be willing and courageous enough to choose the option that puts you on the path with heart. Okay. All right. So at this point, I want to ask you, if you aren't living a path with heart, and if you're listening to this being like, oh my God, this is me, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do about it, like I don't want to be here, I want to start dreaming again, I want to be doing something that gives me true freedom and fulfillment, I want to ask you a question. How many more years or days or hours are you going to spend not doing what you love? And I don't really mean like hobbies on the side. That's great too. We definitely want to be doing that. But you don't want to spend your life with the things that actually create fulfillment and joy in your life being your hobby. You want it to be your life, right? You want that to be, that's your path with heart. That is your path with heart. So we need to find a way for that to become what you do, what you are known for, what you get paid for. Being you, your authentic self, doing what truly lights you up, what you are truly here to do, and getting paid for that, creating abundance through that. That's the goal. That is the goal. Not to give all of our life force energy doing something we hate, that doesn't create fulfillment, that drains us completely, that burns us out, and doing the things we love on the side. Because that's usually when we don't end up doing any of them because we're too burnt out and we have no energy left to actually invest into the things that we love doing. So how many more years, days, hours, weeks are you going to spend not doing what you love? Now, I just want to share here like my journey with this, my story with this. If you don't know, you might not know, you might be new to the podcast, you might not have been in any of my other spaces where I've sort of shared this before. I don't actually know if I have really shared this in the podcast before, but this felt like the perfect time to share that because I did this. Okay. Now, I did this. I burnt it all down. I burnt it all down. So I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 10 years. I built a career in that profession. I moved up into leadership roles. I was a head of department. I was in decision-making rooms. I was very good at my job and I was very passionate about education for young people, and I still am. It's so, so important. But it wasn't where I was meant to be. Okay. And there was just always this, and I don't even know fully what it was. And I've worked around that and I have ideas, but it also doesn't really matter because just in my soul, in my body, I knew it wasn't where I was meant to be anymore. And the more time I spent there, the more frustrated I got and the more unfulfilled I felt and the more burnt out I was becoming. And it wasn't the teaching part itself. Anyway, bottom line was, I woke up and I'm like, I don't love what I'm doing. I'm burnt out. Every single day I go to work and I come home frustrated and angry. What am I going to do about it? And I first of all went down the affiliate marketing route. Like I found an affiliate marketing opportunity that was done through building a brand online. I was like, this feels great because it's fun, it's creative. I get to help people with the product that I'm offering, So I went down that path. Not where I am anymore, but it was definitely 100% what I needed then to have the courage to do what I did, which was burn down my whole career, right? I went all in because through that process, I found something I loved, which was helping other people, which was sharing my journey, which was like helping people like dream again, like I said at the beginning, right? I have found my path, what I love to do. And I went all in on it and I quit. I had a full-time permanent government position with benefits. I had about 10 weeks worth of long service leave built up. I had hundreds of hours of sick leave because I never took sick days. As anyone who's a teacher knows it's easier to just go to work sick than to actually take days off to look after yourself. Anyway, I burned it all down. I didn't just like go on leave, I quit. I quit. I resigned from that position. And everybody around me, not Brent, not my husband, but everyone else around me was like, "You're crazy. Why are you doing that? Like, you can't give that up. It's such a secure position. Like, you can't give that up. You've worked so hard for it. You've spent so much time. You've invested so much into it. You're so good at it. You can't. And I was just like, nah, fucking match. Pff, I'm out. I'm out because I'm not living in, half out anymore. And I burnt it all down so that I could actually let go of that identity. And it was really difficult. Okay. And this is where I want to take this conversation next. Like, that was hard. There was so many ego deaths. There was so much of my identity had to crumble and disintegrate. And there was, I doubted my decision, and like, it was hard. It was hard to do that, but I did it so I could let all of that go and actually step into and discover what I really loved and what I really wanted to do, and to really like connect with myself and rediscover myself and who I am and what I'm actually here to do. And that has been like the last 3 years of my life, is figuring it out. Like, figuring it out. What do I want to be when I grow up, right? At 35 years old. And it has not been smooth, and it has not gone the way that I thought. And I have not created what I anticipated to create in the time that I anticipated to create it. And Brent and I did this together. We burnt it all down. We sold our house. We bought a caravan. We experimented with like full-time travel, and that didn't work out the way that we wanted it to either. And so then we had to let all of that go as well. And we've grown and expanded together as a couple and a family, and we've like had the least amount of money we've ever had, but been the happiest and most fulfilled we've ever been. But at the same time, we've also had money come in the easiest way that it ever has before, and have had everything we actually need to get by come to us with the least amount of effort we've ever put in. So it's like, it's a whole thing. Okay. It's a whole thing. So I am not saying like, burn it down, it's easy, just like go away tomorrow and quit your job and go start figuring out what you want. Like, to be honest, I probably wouldn't recommend doing it the way that I did it, but do something, start somewhere. I also want to add in my human design experience here. So because that is important, like understanding how you are designed, because that's really important in understanding how to support yourself if you want to make this move to start living a path of heart. Depending on how you're designed, you would do it in very different ways, right? So like when you're making this move, it's really important to understand how you're designed to support yourself, because I have a lot of definition. Okay, I'm a manifesting generator. We are here to be non-linear, to skip steps, to start things and stop things and create new things. I have a lot of consistent energy, right? I have a lot of definition. So I have a lot of consistent energy, but specifically I have definition in my root center. So the pressure of being productive doesn't make me feel bad. It doesn't create anxiety, it doesn't burn me out, right? Also, it means I'm literally designed for resilience and to be tenacious. And I have the energy to support that and to fuel the work required when you go down the burn the bridges, burn it all down path, right? Because that path means you have to put in a lot more input, and be a lot more, be able to hold the uncertainty and work for longer periods of time when you burn it all down, right? Because all of a sudden, like all the safety, security you had is gone. But I'm designed for that. Like I'm designed for resilience and for tenacity. So I was able to manage the burn it down model. Definitely still had its moments, and yeah, but I was designed for it. Whereas if you don't have that sort of definition, or you are a different type, you probably want to do a transitional model. You probably want to make sure that you have like a plan, and you have support, and you have like financial stability to support you in that transition. So this is why, again, I'm a big advocate and practitioner of understanding human design, because understanding how you're designed is really going to support you to live this heart-led path, right? In a way that doesn't create burnout for you, right? Knowing how you're designed to do that is really, really important. So I think that's it for today. That's it. I just really wanted to come in here and share what was going on in that coaching call, share my thoughts around it. And I wanted to share this because I know so many people are living from resignation. They're living from, well, this is it. This is what I do. It is what it is. I've sunk X amount of time, money, energy into it. I can't change it now. It's too late. I just have to learn to like live with it and learn to just get on with what I have, because the gravity of changing now feels like too much for me. And so many people choose to live this way, and it's the biggest way we keep ourselves stuck. And so I wanted to share this episode today to hopefully start some wheels turning, or some ideas churning, or some, some questioning and getting curious about, okay, do I really love what I'm doing? Am I on a path with heart? Is there, like, what is that desire that's always been there, that's never really gone away, that I've just pushed down and ignored for so long? What would it look like to make that my life? What would it look like to be truly free? Start dreaming again. Start supporting ourselves to recover from burnout and to regulate our nervous system so we can have the mental and energetic capacity to dream again. And then start thinking about, what can I start putting into motion to move in this direction, move in the direction of my dreams? And again, this is what I live for. This is my path with heart, helping people do this. This is what, this is what I build and what I create. Communities and places where people can come and figure this stuff out, and then start moving towards it with the full support required, with the understanding of the subconscious mind and identity level work and values, and how do we have clarity and vision? How do we take imperfect action in the direction of our dreams? How do we learn about our human design so that we can best support ourselves to create a life that we freaking wake up every single day going, oh my God, look at my life. Like, it is beyond my wildest dreams. Okay. So if you don't have a space that is supporting you to do that yet, then you need to come and join the Fearless Collective. Okay, that is the easiest way into my world, is to join the Fearless Collective. This is what we do inside that space. It is a collective, right? It's a group of like-minded people on this same journey at different points in the journey, supporting each other to create these lives beyond our wildest dreams. If you know you need even more than that, or you know that group is not where you thrive, you need more one-on-one, I do take private one-on-one clients in a limited capacity. So just reach out to me and we can have a conversation about whether that or anything that I offer is a right fit for you. If you want to just learn more about your human design, like, go and check out my link in the show notes. You can find all the things that I do offer there, or just come and have a conversation with me, because honestly, that's what I prefer. I love to connect with people, actually connect with you, talk to you, learn about you, see you, hear you, value you. And then if I can help you, share that. If I can't, connect you with someone that I know can, right? Like that's what I'm here for. It is, yeah. So all the information is in the show notes. And until next time, big love, go out there and be amazing. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I really hope you received exactly what you needed from it. I absolutely loved sharing it with you. I'd also love to know what you thought. So please leave a comment or a review for me to respond to, or just come over and say hi on my socials. If you'd love to be a guest on the show, or maybe you have a question or a topic that you'd like me to talk about, then please send me a message. I absolutely love to connect. And really, this podcast is all about you. And your success. So tell me what you need to hear more of. If you really enjoyed this episode, please, please give it a like, or even better, send it to someone you know to spread the love. Let's get this authentic success movement happening. Okay, that's it from me. Big love. Now go out there and be amazing.